leaning on trends. So we're talking about a lot of guys coming onto mobile, a lot of the developed world coming onto smartphones in a strong way, and that seems to be driving the adoption of social. I want to have a look at the type of user that's engaging with social. So here in the developed markets where we're adopting smartphones at a rapid rate, we're used to using the internet. We've grown up with the internet. We've grown up having to struggle through multiple search engines. We've grown up having to find content and engage with different news media and using this media for free. We've grown up understanding how to use Word and Excel. And on our CVs, we're really chuffed when we know that we have these skill sets. So this is the audience that's coming online and starting to use smart devices. Social came along, and social really came along as a pure luxury. It was there for guys to pick up chicks in university. That was Facebook. It was all about, how can I find out if this chick's dating somebody? Is she free? Is she not free? And people started sharing who they were online and what were they doing. And it really was a luxury, but it was from an audience that really understood digital, that grew up with digital. And say, let's go back 7 years to the parents back in those days going, my kids, they don't know what the world's like, not being connected to the internet. Where, as a parent now, I'm saying, my kids don't know what a touch screen, a world without a touch screen is like. So then let's have a look at the African world, the emerging markets. And a key stat that rings to my mind again and again was TNS announced that they'd done some research on South African usage of the internet across desktop and mobile. And what kind of resonated massively was that South Africans, and even more so looking into African markets, their primary use of the internet, 66% of their time, was spent on social networks, then email, then browsing the internet. Now, when you look at the developed world, it literally is flipped on its head. Most of the developed world is still browsing the internet, then checking the email, and then on social. So why is this? So we've got a whole lot of first-time users on using, we say, the internet, but these users, it's the first time they've used a device with a screen and a keyboard. They're not going through the exploratory phases that, say, a developed market did around how do I connect to the internet and find content? How do I use word processing? So what are they actually doing with these devices? How do they know what benefit a mobile phone is going to bring to them? And why should they be engaging with it? So social starts making sense. Because social essentially is everything that we're doing in our day-to-day lives. We're now just mapping it out online. In fact, what's even more interesting, if you look at our personal brands, is that, say, 5 years ago in the developed world, we were very comfortable using avatars and calling ourselves Bob, Sheila, 71824 and hanging out in chat rooms and abusing the crap out of each other. Now, we've got our brands. And how we talk to our friends, whether it's on Facebook, to our peers in the workspace on LinkedIn, it's very much how we want to be portrayed in the real world. So how you see me today, I'm working. I'm wearing my work gear. I think I'm fairly stylish, but come the weekend, I'm sloppy. I'm wearing a torn up Lions shirt. Go Lions, did about last weekend. And I'm a very, very different person. But that's the brand I want to portray. And at work, this is the brand I want to portray. So suddenly our brand's becoming very important online. Now let's go back again to this new consumer that's coming on with these tiny devices. It's a device that the user experience is shocking. Having to key in a button 3 times just to get one letter, when we're fortunate enough to tap a screen and talk to our phones. Because these smartphones are incredible. They're mini computers sitting in your pockets that have the ability to see our world, to see us, to speak to us, to understand us, to know where we are, and even in what direction we're looking in. Wow, no wonder our world is social. The trend is immediate in mobile. So we've got these mini supercomputers in our pocket, and we're immediate. Now in Africa, they're also immediate. There's no difference between myself or a guy sitting in Burundi who's trying to sell milk. Absolutely no difference. He aspires to have a better life for his family. He aspires to have an iPhone, or preferably, hopefully one day, an Android. So why is social really important in Africa? Because all of a sudden this is Africa's gateway to the digital society, to start experiencing that, hold on, my governments are not as straight as they seem. The messaging that I'm getting from them, I am understanding through this little phone what it's actually about. So we've spoken a lot about stats and how data will be impacted. We're business people here. And what we're starting to see a lot of in the last 12 months is the impact of social and mobile phones in the business place.